Hey, this is Mark McNutt, and I'm here to from Deadwood, Oregon, to talk about astrology again. Love talking about the stars, and glad you appreciate it. We're coming on to the new moon in Leo. It's a little late in the moon cycle. I like to follow solely lunar astrology. I like to look at the new moon and what's going on at that point and see how that unfolds in each month. So we do these presentations every 2 weeks, generally under the new and full moon. And so the new moon this time is in Leo at the end of the sign, and conjunct Mercury, and it's a very active time right now. Usually, if there wasn't a pandemic going on, usually what would be happening right now, many festivals, people would be, it would be the Leo energy of love, creativity, having a good time and creating things in our, that we gather, experiences that we gather in real life for to fill our memory banks with during the winter seasons and the darker times of the year and the darker times of the soul. Hopefully, there's been good moments in your life, because some people right now are going through a dark night of the soul because of this pandemic, which has occurred and continues to occur under Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter being in conjunction in Capricorn and everything that's surrounding that. So this month, usually creativity, fun, warmth, joy, and so this time the pagans refer to it as Lunasa or Lamas, and it's the time when the old king gets harvested. You know, it's the harvest of the crop, and then the new king arises from that. And this metaphor is actually really good with what's going on now, because there's a rebirth going on, a reseeding going on that's very powerful, very potent, but it's not something that we can measure at this time. You know, the measurements are all about other things right now, but we can't measure the future because there's this potential, and that potential hasn't borne fruit, it hasn't borne even leaves yet, but it's in there, it's underground, and it's cooking. Next month, next lunar month, which starts in mid-September, uh, it and even the whole month of September is going to be a turnaround time. So we have the last 2 weeks in August are a time for release, for creativity, for planting the seeds, for gathering the experiences that will take us through the next level. Because the next level after this is going to be the fundamental creation of a new world. So right now it's a turnaround time. The deck's being reshuffled. This is a whole summer for this, and we're at the dramatic point. People, it's high summer. People want dynamic expression and full on, powerful energy that happens during the Leo times. The fire, and then some of us are in places where we just can't fully release that way, but the creativity is in the air. So what we want to do is find that in ourselves, because the next phase after this is going to be one where we nourish these seeds. Right now we're conceptualizing it, we're creating the seeds in our mind and in our doings and in our living. And and these are the seeds of our dreams, and these will come to bring fruit, but it's going to take a while. So mundane matters. We have a pandemic going on. In many places, it's not getting better, and we also have in the stellar patterns the conjunction of Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter going on pretty much all year in Capricorn, reshuffling the deck for how we see government, how we see politics, how we see structure, how we see business, how we structure our own lives. All these towers, all towers do fall, and these are the towers that are falling right now. But there's always just so much potential in what comes after that. And it's not our job to buttress up the towers and to make them, to put a little bit more cement in it and make it work. No, this is the time to let the buckles happen, to let the towers fall, particularly this month, because this is the month of drama. And I just also have to speak to Mars. Mars is the god of war and the god of taking action. Mars is total yang energy, particularly in his own sign of Aries. And so we've been experiencing Mars in Aries for a couple months right now. And not quite a couple months, but Mars is in Aries until early next year, because in September it goes retrograde. So just as the other planets in Capricorn come out of retrograde, Mars goes into retrograde. So Mars in Aries is like very dynamic, but also very volatile. I have concerns with there's kind of a need to do something very dramatic and make a big explosion in life, under Mars and Aries, and without thinking about the consequences so much. It's very much in the moment kind of energy. It's very much good for release, but not necessarily healthy release. And Mars, over the next few days till the end of the month, Mars is going to be in square with, stressful with these Capricorn planets, which means structures coming down, but also can bring up the volatile elements of different structures interacting. So as far as like political and social activism and things like that, very active time, and yet it's a time when the results are likely not. We have to be careful where we point our energy, because it may go in a very different direction, and particularly under the Mars square. So this is a good time. What I would say right now, it's like as much as you can, tune into your creativity, tune into possibility, tune into role playing, trying on the new suits, the new clothing for a new time, and practice your tap dancing, because the next, on a cosmic level, because the next phase all this is going to come into play. Right now, what can you do for your own creativity, your own fun, your own love? How can you express love? How can you express deep caring? And how can you point the fire of now in a really healthy direction? Because Mars is trine the sun right now under the new moon, so it's a powerful energy. This is definitely not the time to suppress energy, but it is the time to figure where you're going to point that energy. And that's what's, really powerful about now. New moon, so the full moon, before the full moon, the sun goes into Virgo. So it's going to be a switch from Leo being typically fun and games, high summer, self-expression, love, creativity, children, the summer camp for the soul. And somehow we're supposed to be experiencing that. So find the release, go to a special place, even if it's socially distanced, go sit in a city of trees, sit in the forest, sit, especially under this hot weather, sit by a lake and drink it in, because there's many ways that we commune right now, many ways that we can love. So soon, sun goes into Virgo by the end of the month. Uranus trine Sun, there's going to be an unexpected shift. No, I don't know what it is, because it's an unexpected shift. If I knew what it was, it wouldn't be an unexpected shift. It would be an expected shift. And that's the thing about Uranian aspects. So there's going to be a shift at the moon in a few days, about the 21st through 23rd. Then there's going to be another shift at the end of the month. But all this is just putting the pieces in place for what's happening in September. Because in September, we get the three planets, first Jupiter, then Saturn, then Pluto, turn around, go direct, just as Mars goes retrograde. And it's going to really reshuffle the deck. Those of you who are concerned about right livelihood and where to put your energies, this is likely to, with intention, with focusing on that as a goal, this is likely to become much clearer for you in September and on into the fall. So there's a lot of hope in the air, but this is a little early to hope for the world to just go back to normal, because there isn't the old normal's gone, and then the new normal is being dreamed. And so we can dream this together, we can network together, we can play together. We just have to figure out new ways of doing it. And it's a powerful time. And the wave that comes after this is going to bring in like so much, so many cards on the table that we'll all start getting very busy with playing those cards, whatever that means for you. Different for every person. We just had comment Neowise. Neowise, of course, means new wisdom. And it's a symbol for, the times to come. I mean, this is a really significant shift of change. And so this is a really, really important time to make a change rather than putting Band-Aids on the old. Send me questions, and I'll do my best to integrate them, particularly next time. I'm looking forward to the Virgo times. They're usually a little easier for me, but enjoy Leo. It's going to be a super creative time, and don't do anything that you will regret later, because there'll be a lot of times to regret if you do that. Have a good time.